Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle video tutorial on Affinity Photo and Snapshots and using Snapshots as layers. So you can create all kinds of colourful designs using Snapshots. So let's just remove that design now. Let's go right back to the start, and the key thing in Affinity Photo, you need some layer and you need something on it. So I'm just going to go to a layer and new layer, and I'm just going to fill it with something. So edit and fill. I'm just going to fill it with, let's just go for probably something better than that. Custom colour black. I always like black for my, so click there, apply, and now what I can do, I'm going to go to filters and go to noise and add noise. And it's a very basic noise, obviously. What you can do, you can actually go across there. Weirdly, it says 100%. You can actually set it 100% and it continues on for a long time at 100%, doesn't change. But you can always apply it multiple times, and you obviously get a much more noisier design there. Or what you can also do, you can go to filters, and I always like a bit of Gaussian blur, or Gaussian blur, somehow. It was slightly said differently sometimes. Not saying it a British way, maybe. Now, what you can then do, you can deform that design. But actually, I'm just going to quickly also colour that up a bit, brighten it up, I should say. So let's go down to colours and auto levels. Just looks a bit better, I think, than the dark there. So filters, distort and deform. Love that one. And you can go to similarity. That's my favourite one of all of them. And you can add some pins, and you can just drag, and you can distort this design in all kinds of ways. You can create some very interesting sort of unusual colour effects very quickly just by dragging like that. And you just play around with it, create whatever you want. And you can, now at this point, click apply. Actually, I've got these ones here. So you've got here snapshots, and you can find snapshots in View and Studio and Snapshots. There it is. So snapshots. I'm just going to select that one because I want to remove it, and that one, remove it. I don't want to, obviously they were the old ones. So now what you can do over here, you can add, there's just a little option here, just you can hardly see it, a little plus above. Very, very subtle. So click there, and it will come up and ask you to enter a name. I'm just going to go with, I'm just going to call it, say, gradient 1. It's not particularly much of a gradient. Oh, to me, it looks like a gradient. Click OK. Everyone else is probably saying, no, it's not. It's a noise design. It's a swirly sort of thing. But anyway, I've just called it that. Now, once you've done that, what you can do, of course, you can always go over to repeat deform. Apply a couple of times, and you can really distort the image in numerous ways. And of course, what you can do, you can go over here and you can add a snapshot again, another snapshot. Now, I could have renamed it properly, of course. I didn't. I've just called it Monday. You can see the date, obviously, when I was creating this. Now, what you can also do, of course, you can go to filters, and you don't have to, of course, you could always go and add some more. So add some noise. You can add noise to that. Maybe Gaussian blur again, or however it's said. And again, go over to filters and distort and deform. Add some pins, and I'm going to go again similarity. I wish it would default. And this is one thing I was slightly, I would love it if it just remembered what I last used, because I always use the similarity. It always goes back to rigid. Just always baffles me why it can't be remembered. Or presets, something useful. I love Affinity Photo, but there are some things like that that just you think, really? Why does it always go back to the same thing? Okay, well, I've got that. And what I can do, I can add that snapshot as well. So now I've got three snapshots. And now, of course, I could have done a load more work, and I could have been doing this, doing that, and loads of other things. And I've got, obviously, now I've got nothing on the screen. And I think, you know what I can do? I can blend those layers. I've got these snapshots in here. I've stored them away, and I could have stored those away over hours of work. Obviously, I did it over a couple of minutes, but I could have stored it over hours of work. And then you think, you know what? Those designs would look pretty cool blended. But what you can do, you can bring them back, and you can go to a layer, new layer from Snapshot, and you get the selection. Gradient 1. So there's the gradient 1. Now, what you can also do, of course, I could go to layer, new layer, and then select that one. And I can go to layer and new layer from Snapshot, and I can select that one. So I've got a whole 3 layers now, and I'm just going to move that snapshots one over out of the way. Now the key panel here is layers, and you've got View, Studio and layers. Well, with that, what you can do, you can blend them. you've got blending mode, so you can just run through. And you know what, I think screen, I love screen. Screen always looks good, always got screen, I don't know why. Pixel, I've got normal there, and obviously I can go through those. I've got lighten, and that one looks pretty good as well. And you can obviously go through some of the others and you just try them out, just run through them. I love just, sometimes you think, wow, that looks pretty good. A pin hard mix. That's the one thing I love about when you just run through it, go for it. Actually, what would be nice would be a randomization feature, but there isn't. So, but you can see you can create some very interesting designs just using that colour burn. Let's go for something. Otherwise, I could continue on for ages. So now I've got this design. Well, what you can do, of course, pretty useful. You got snapshots, and you can go over here again, and you can say, you know what, I want to save this design because I love this design. Now, it's not saving it, but I can save it over here, click, and it's added there. So what I can now do, if I wanted to later, say I get rid of it. I don't want that one now. I've got rid of that design, or maybe I've deleted that one, and let's change something else. And just go for something. Go for something, otherwise now what you can do, of course, you can bring that design that you just had. You can bring that one in. So you can go to layer, new layer from Snapshot, and then just go for the right one, which is, luckily, it's got the date, which is quite handy. Otherwise, you'd end up with which one? It's always, obviously, the last one is the one that's the bottom, unless it isn't. Maybe it's an order. I can't remember if it's an order or not. Maybe it reorders it. However, just going to select that. So you can bring that one back in again. And, of course, what you can now do, it's a layer. You can go over here and you can got a whole range of different designs and run through those. Darker colour, colour burn, multiply, and so on and so on. And of course, once you're happy with that, you can merge the whole lot, merge them all down, merge visible. You've got them all merged visible. And of course, again, I can always go to repeat deform and you can create that. And then of course, I could go over to snapshots and add another snapshot because I love snapshots. Well, hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always adding new tutorials all the time about Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, Photoshop, Illustrator, and many, many other applications. If you've got any questions, I'm always happy to obviously answer. If there's something you think went too fast, please put a comment. Also, didn't explain something well, please again put a question, always nice. Also a dislike or like, always appreciated either way. Thank you much.